A very warm welcome to everyone, and I hope everyone is keeping well and is all set to start this semester. My name is Jayashree Domala, and I will be your recitation instructor for the course CS 170, which is Computer Business Application. I am currently pursuing my master's in computer science at Rutgers University itself. And I hope for a fun asynchronous environment. And I know it's going to be a bit hard to communicate, like do everything online, but I'm going to make sure that I can, smoothen this process as much as I can, and get to know everyone who is in the class. With me being your recitation instructor, my office hours is on Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. and my lab support is on Friday from 12 to 2 p.m. So please feel free to reach out to me during these hours. The details of my lab hours and office hours, along with my email ID and all the things that I post regarding the recitations, will be on Canvas. And I will go through how to get access to all of that in just some time. Note that Canvas is the place where all the materials and the announcements will be posted. So keep regularly checking it. Um, so I know, like I said, with this synchronous environment, it is a bit hard to like interact and get to know each other. But I would really love to know all the students that are there in my class. So I have put out a Google link form, and there's just some basic questions about, what's your name and what do you like doing? Do you like coding or not? So, it'll help me know you guys better. And I will be putting out links to Google Forms every recitation, which will probably have just 2, 3 questions regarding like the recitation that we just went through. This is a really nice way for me to keep a tab on the attendance. So for the entire course, this is how I will be keeping a tab on the attendance, which is like I'll put out a link at the end of each recitation. And once you see the entire video, you just have to go to the link and fill out the form. And whoever fills out the form gets like that's the way of me knowing that okay, the person has attended the recitation. So let's see what we have for our first recitation. And today's is going to be just basics of how to use the Rutgers email services, the Scarlet apps that are there, Canvas, and how do you upload to Canvas and do your assignments. Apart from like getting a go through of all of these apps that we're going to use, we will also be looking into like the basics of number conversions. It's just going to be base 2 to base 10 conversions, and let's uh let's get started. So the first thing is Rutgers email services. I'm sure that everyone has their emails listed on the Canvas website, because this is like really important, because this is how most of the communications take place. All the class communications and announcements are sent through Canvas on the email address which is registered. Just in case if there is anyone who does not have an email associated with their Canvas yet, so just go to the website which is given below. Like on it is highlighted with the yellow color. So you can go to the website and you just have to follow a few steps to get your email working. Just go to manage email addresses and log in with your net ID and password. Then you can go and click on manage display address, and there you can just enter your email ID. And I think it'll just take like 24 hours for the Rutgers system to like update it on Canvas and everywhere. So it should be done within 24 hours. So if there is anyone who has not set up their email yet, I would highly recommend you to like follow the steps and please do it. Yeah, so this is how like the whole manage website will look like, where you can manage your email address. If you can see on the left hand side, there is something called as manage email addresses. That's where you are going to think. Okay, so now moving on, we'll come to the Scarlet apps. So Scarlet apps is like a Rutgers implementation of Google Apps, but for education. So, Rutgers partnered with Google to provide the students these resources. And let's just see how we can use Google Drive and Google Docs to create folders and files which will help you guys in the assignments as well. So let's look into how you can access these Scarlet apps. So the first thing is you just have to go to the website link that is given here. And in case you haven't activated the Scarlet apps yet, just click on activate Scarlet apps. And once you do that, you can just go scroll down and you can see there's something called as docs. So just click on access docs and it will take you to this Google Drive, which is the Rutgers email Google Drive. And there you can create a folder. So you just say new folder and you create the folder. I'm just gonna name it folder one test. So that's how you create the folders. And after you create the folders, you can go inside of the folder and create files. That is doc files. So again, you go to new, you say Google Docs, and then it will open up a document. So if you want to rename the doc, you just go here on the left and say test doc. I'm just gonna name it test doc for now. And you can type in all your content and it gets automatically saved. So now when I go back to the folder, I can see that the folder name is folder one test and there is a test document one. So anytime you have any assignments, you can just create a folder for the course, and then you can have all your assignments inside of this drive. It just makes work easier and everything is at one place. You can create as many folders and documents as you want. You can create copies as well. If you want to create copies of files, you just right click on the file and say make a copy, and it makes a copy. Then you can rename it and you can do that. You can create a folder inside of a folder. So that can also be done. So I just created a folder inside of the folder. You want to create anything, just go to new, and here there are multiple options of creating different kind of documents. I just showed you like a Word document. You can do sheets, you can do slides, you can even do forms. So all these different kinds of files can be created and can be saved in side of this. Uh, so yeah, that was about the and if I just go into the folder and I just I'm just gonna open this document again. If I want to download it, I can go to file and I can see here there's an option to download. So I can download it as a Word file, which is Microsoft Word. I can also download it as a PDF. So anytime you want to give any submissions, usually you'll be asked to do it in the form of a PDF. So after you like finish your assignment, just go to file, then download and just do PDF documents. So it will download it in the PDF format. So this is a great way to like manage your files and the folders. So that was about the Scarlet apps. Now, like moving on, let's go to Canvas where the all the main stuff is there. So if you have to log into Canvas, I have given the link there. Just make sure, so you just go here to Canvas and just make sure you have 2023 Spring Compact Business. This should be the name of the folder. If there is anyone who does not cannot access it, just make sure you go on the course link panel, which is there here on the left hand side, and you click on 2023 Spring, and that will take you to the home page. So I'm just going to shift to the student view for like the purpose of demonstration, and this is how like it should be, you should be seeing this is how the home page is. Let's go to recitations. So the first is all the recitation locations are given here. And since this is asynchronous, you can go down and you can check that section 91 and 92 is taken by me. And all the lecture recording links will be seen here. So if you just go, the recording links I will be putting the recording links every week here. This is for 91 and this is for section 92. So the here is where you can find all the video links. These are the recitations. The professor that handles the sections 91 and 92 is Professor John Hatchroot, and he will be the one handling the sections that are there. Then moving on to the exam schedules. So for now, exam one is the, like to be taken on Feb 22nd, exam two on April 5th, and the final exam will be on May 8th. And the length of the exam is 60 minutes for exam one and two, and it'll be 3 hours for the final exam. So that was the recitations and the exam. Now let's move on to the course syllabus. So here we have the course syllabus. So, yeah, it's a pretty big document, but I'm just gonna go through the important points. So, yes, the classes begin on January 17th, and simultaneously the recitations also begin on January 17th, and they go on until the 1st of May. And like already mentioned, this is asynchronous, so I will be uploading videos every Wednesday by like 11 a.m. So if every week, like make it a point to like watch the videos by Wednesday or Thursday to uh to like be on track with the lectures. Moving on. Yeah, so this is information for the course instructors, and I've already mentioned that Professor John Hartshrew will be taking care of the sections that we are doing, and the course objectives are given here. So topics, reading and assignments, these for each and every topic that is going to be taught for this course, there are chapters from the fluency textbook that are mentioned that will help you. Like basically, these are the readings that will help you for each of the topics, and you can find it here in this table that is mentioned. Academic integrity. So it is very important that you understand that all the assignments that you do and all the exams that you give, it is a violation of the academic integrity to like copy someone else's work or permit someone else to copy your work. So whatever work you submit should be your own, entirely your own, and you should not be using like any answers which are on the internet or online, tutors, or take help of like websites like check, because if you get caught, because it is considered cheating, and if you get caught you will earn 0 points for like the particular assignment or the exam that you are caught for. And also if the instructor feels that like it should be reported, then it would go on to the board of members, and then there's a formal procedure behind it. So I would say like please do not cheat, plagiarize, or help anyone else to use your work. Also, if like don't know any unauthorized collaboration or sabotage any other student's work. So every time you submit an assignment or an exam, all the students have to like agree to the Rutgers Honors Pledge, which says that on my honor, the work I am submitting is my own work, and I have neither received nor given any unauthorized assistance on this exam. So you have to make sure that you write this honor pledge every time you submit the assignments, and it is really important. So the thing is, if this honor pledge is not written on assignments and the exams that you submit, any submissions you do, I am not supposed to grade the particular submission. So make it a point to write the honor code every time you submit anything, like any assignments or any of the exams. Moving on, we have the Canvas tools. So I'll just like go through all the Canvas tools that are there. This is the home page, and if I go to announcements, this is where all you can see all the announcements which is made by the instructors and also by me for the recitations 90, like sections 91 and 92. Then you have assignments. Assignments would be in the assignments tab. Here you will have all the assignments mentioned along with like the quizzes that are there. So for now, let's just go to assignment O1, which is introductory assignment. And it says it is 2 extra credit points and uh, it is due on Jan 27th by 11:59. So I'm just gonna like go to the assignment. So this is the assignment and it says due date is Jan 27th and accept until is Feb 3rd. And then it says that free late does not apply to this assignment. So, what is the difference between due date and accept until? The due date is the deadline to submit a particular assignment, and it will be mentioned, like the time will be mentioned along with the date. And accept until is so every student gets one free late for the entire semester, and it so happens that sometimes the student is not able to submit the assignment by the due date. So what you can do is you can mail me before the accept until date and tell me that okay, I am not able to submit my assignment by the due date and I would like to use a free late for this particular assignment. You have to mail it to me before the accept until date. And you just cannot. I have to be informed if you want a free late for a particular assignment, and then I'll reply back to you saying okay, you can go ahead and take the free late, and that's when you can submit your assignment until the accept until date. So everyone just gets one free late. So you're just allowed to submit one assignment before the accept until date and after the due date of it. Usually, like the assignments that are in the initial like weeks of the course, they are pretty easy. So I would say not do not take the free late for the initial assignments. As in when we go towards the end of the course, you have like JavaScript and Excel. JavaScript is where like it could get a bit challenging, and I would say uh, wait until the JavaScript assignments to use a free late, but that is just a suggestion that I have. You can take the free late for any of the assignments that are there. So that is the difference between due date and how you can use a free late to like submit your assignment up until the accept until date. But note that the first assignment is extra credit, so and it's just 2 points, so you cannot use a free late for this one at all. And okay, so this is the first assignment, and all the directions are given. It says that for your assignment to be graded, please include like this honor statement. So you have to, so basically what you do is go on Google Drive, you take all these questions, copy paste it, and write the answers for it, and then download it as a PDF file and make sure that inside of the file you have this honor code mentioned somewhere. It could be at the top, bottom, as long as it's mentioned somewhere in the assignment. And once you finish your assignment, you just go back to start assignment, then say upload file, choose the file, and then you can choose a random PDF. Let's say I've just chosen a random PDF, and you say submit assignment, and that's how the assignment would be submitted. So it is as easy. If it so happens that sometimes you forget to write the honor code in the file that you have submitted, what you can do is just go on comments and just comment the honor code here and mention like, okay, I forgot to write the honor code in my document, so I'm mentioning it in the comments here, and then you can mention the honor code here. That can also be done. So that is how you can like start assignments, submit your files. Moving on, we have the grades. This is where you can see all your grades for your submissions that you do. Then you have files. This is the most important of all. And so you go to files, and all the information that I put regarding any recitation would be inside of files. So you go to files, you go to recitation information, okay, and you will see multiple names written over here of different instructors. You just have to go to my name, like Jayashri, this folder, and here you will find all the information that is there for all the recitations. So for now, I have uploaded a TA information sheet which has, details of my email ID, when I take my office hours, lab support hours, and what is the link to the WebEx meetings. And along with that, what sections I teach and where you can find all these recordings. So you can find all this information in the TA information box here. Apart from that, I will have folders for each of the recitations. And inside these folders, I will be uploading the slides. Eventually, when we go on to the coding recitations, I'll be uploading the HTML files as well. For Excel, I'll be uploading the Excel files. So all the information, all the files that are related to the recitations can be found here. So this is really important. Then let's go to quizzes. And quizzes is where, so quizzes is where you can see all the quizzes that are available for different weeks right here. So according to the due date, you have to make sure that you fill in the quizzes. And the next is modules. So this is where you will find all the information about the course along with, the readings and the resources that are needed for every week. So you can find the syllabus and the schedule here. And as you go down, the reading resources and learning objectives are given according to the week. So like let's just say week one, there is a PDF, and this PDF will have all the information with what what are the chapters that you are supposed to study from the fluency textbook, if there are any video links that would be helpful, and so on and so forth. All of it would be given. So that is about the module. So accordingly, it's for all the weeks. And below, currently, like there are some resources for HTML, which you will be using further when we reach the HTML recitations. So that was all the tools that were there on Canvas. So let's just go back to the course syllabus once. So yeah, we went through the Canvas tools that are there. And like I said, the course material is Fluency 7 with information technology skills, concepts, and capabilities. This is the textbook that you will be using. Apart from that, we'll be using some softwares as well. Like when we go to Excel, we're going to use MS Excel. In between for flowchart, we are going to use an online app called draw.io. For HTML, JavaScript, we'll be using editors. So as and when we reach those recitations, I will help you set all these things up. And so the grading, let's come to this. So the final grade for this course is based on the total points that are accumulated throughout the semester. And the maximum number of points is 500, and it is divided accordingly, as you can see it here. So as you can see, like assignments hold the most percentage. So make sure that you score like full points or as much points as you can in each assignment. Also, like the assignments are really easy and score, like you can score points easily on that. So make sure that you can get as many points as you can for the assignments, because it'll just help you get a better grade by the end of the semester. So we have the early exam 1 and 2, which is of 60 points each. Then we have the final exam, which is 120 points. Assignments 215 points, and quizzes is 45 points. And then eventually, by the end of the semester, the grades are given according to how much points you receive. So you get an A grade if you have 450 or more points, and so on and so forth. You get all the other grades. Examination, like previously mentioned, early exam 1 and 2, 60 minutes will be given for this, and the first exam would be Feb 22nd, and the second one would be April 5th. Yeah, there is a 24-hour time window when the exam will be open, but you have to like give the exam in one sitting. Like if it's 60 minutes, you have to sit and like give the exam at once for the next 60 minutes. Final exam, again, there is a 24-hour window, but the exam duration will be 3 hours, and it's on May 8th. I've already discussed the quizzes and the assignments and how you can submit the quizzes and the assignments by going on to their tabs. And also, what is the difference between due date and the accept until date? So it's mentioned that assignments that are turned in after the due date and before the accept until date are evaluated at half credit if the free late is not taken. And if the free late is taken, then it will be, evaluated on full credit. The accept until date is always 1 week after the scheduled due date. And if any assignment is not submitted, then you directly receive a zero for it. You have to make sure that you work on the assignments individually and not do not violate the academic integrity. Also, again, just to reiterate, if you want to use the free late, you have to mail me before the accept until date. If you want to use a free late, you cannot mail me after the accept until date. I will not be able to accept it. And extra credit. So the first assignment is an extra credit and it is of worth 2 credit points. Then you have two more credits. One is the TA extra credit, which is given by me, and one is the instructor extra credit, which is given by the instructor. So the instructor extra credit is 10 points, and the instructor will tell you how he's going to grade like those 10 points. For the TA extra credit, which is of 8 points, I bifurcated into two parts. 4 points is given to attendance, and the rest of the 4 points is given to like participation. So attendance, I keep a tab on attendance by sharing a Google Link form at the end of each recitation, which you have to fill, and that is my way of knowing that you did attend the recitation. One thing to note is that you have like a week's time to submit the Google form link. You, so like if the video is uploaded on a Wednesday for week one, make you have like 7 days to fill the Google sheet. You can, if you do it after a week, I will not consider it. So 4 points is for the attendance, and the rest of the 4 points is for the participation. So the Google form links that you fill, if like I'll be asking a few questions based on the recitation, and according to how you perform on those questions, I will grade the other 4 points. So this was about the extra credit. That is the syllabus. Let's just go to this link which says click here for lab support hours and office hours, just to explain it. So you have lab support hours, which my lab support are online. And if you go down here, my name is written and it says my lab support is from Friday 12 to 2. And the office hours is given over here. And if you go down, my name is written Jayashree Damala and my office hours are Thursdays 2 to 3 p.m. So for office hours, you are allowed to visit office hours of like your TA only. So I am your TA. So if you want to attend office hours, you can only attend mine. You cannot attend any other TA's office hours. But when we go to lab hours, it is not necessary that you attend only my T. Like it could be that your timing does not match and you want to attend some other TA's lab hours, and that is absolutely fine. So when it comes to lab hours, you can attend any TA's lab hours according to whatever time matches. Office hours, you cannot attend any other TA's office hours. These lab and support lab hours and office hours are here so that if you have any doubts regarding the course or any assignments, you can like join it according to your time and you can seek help. So this is the reason for the lab hours and the support hours. So this is all about Canvas and where all the information can be seen. Um, and this is like the end of the part one of our recitation. There is another part where I just want to introduce like the base conversions. So this is pretty easy, and you know uh, the slides have all the information. So and I'm going to upload it to the files like I previously mentioned. So there you can find the slides and go back to them and see it. So the second part is introduction to base 2 and base 10 conversions. And the purpose of the recitation is to just introduce you to the techniques that are needed in converting between different kind of, number systems like hexadecimal, decimal, and binary. And these are the topics that we will be touching. We'll look into like, why we need the number conversions. Then we go on to converting binary to hexadecimal, then hexadecimal to binary. We'll see some colors and hexadecimal notations as well. Then we go to binary to decimal, decimal to binary, and hexadecimal to decimal, decimal to hexadecimal. So we'll look into this one after the other. So first thing, let's try to understand how is the computer data represented. So all the computer data that is there is in a binary system. And a binary system, it's binary, so that is bi, and bi means two. So that means it's where like only two bits are used. So it is either zero is used or one is used. And so to be useful to the computer, these bits are grouped together into bytes. So like when 8 bits come together, it forms a byte, and when bytes are grouped together, they form words. Now unique combination of these words have special meanings to the computer, and these are what are the instructions to the computer. So that's how the computer data is represented. But so like let's try to understand why we need these number conversions in the first place. So for a human eye, if you have like a really long string of zeros and ones together, it is very easily misread. So what we can do is we can convert the binary numbering system to a hexadecimal numbering system, which will like shorten it and reduce the chances of us misreading it. So, like this is why we need number conversions, and we should know like how to convert, like, there are three numbering systems, which is binary, hexadecimal, and decimal. So it's an important skill to know how we do conversions between each other. And so before we like start off with the conversions, there is a number conversion table, which is really helpful, and we can use it, which will help us like to convert from one decimal to other decimal. And I'm just gonna open it in a different slide because we will be using it again. Uh, yeah, we will be using this table further. So let's just see. This is the table, and it has hexadecimal, decimal, and binary written. So, so for the decimal column, you have the numbers 0 to 15 mentioned, right? So these are the decimal numbers. And for these decimal numbers, the hexadecimal notation is mentioned. So you can see for 0 to 9, the hexadecimal stays 0 to 9 itself. But for 10 onwards, it changes to like alphabet. So like if a number is in decimal 10, it will be written as A in hexadecimal. For 11, it will be written as B, and so on and so forth. So that is how the decimal hexadecimal conversion is there. And when you look into binary, the binary numbers, like I said, it only is represented in 0 and 1. So if you have a decimal number 0, the binary will be 4 zeros. If it is 1, it will be represented as 0001. So on and so forth. The binary representation is given for the decimal number 0 to 15. And this will be pretty like handy when we go ahead now and try to do the conversion. So let's start off. Let's first try to do binary to hexadecimal. So you can see here yeah. So you can see over here that we have the binary number, which is 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0, and it is represented in the circular brackets, and a 2 is written as a subscript. So whenever 2 is written, it means that the number is in the binary form. 16 is written, it means it is in the hexadecimal form. So now if you want to convert a binary to hexadecimal, what you do is you just divide the 8 bits into groups of two groups of 4 bits each. So, you have the first group which says 0101, and you have the second group which says 1010. Now, what you do is you have 2 bits, and what you do is you have 2 groups now, and you're going to use the table, and you're going to figure out what these groups are equivalent to. So let's say the first one is 0101, and I go to the table here. And if I check here, 0101 is right here, and it is equivalent to the decimal number 5. So that's why it says 0101 is equivalent to 5. And then we have 1010. So if you go to 1010, it is equivalent to A. So because we are doing binary to hexadecimal, you have to look to the first column and the third column. So now our binary is converted into the hexadecimal, and it is written as 5A. So that's how you do binary to hexadecimal. And now let's look into hexadecimal to binary. So B8 is given, and you just have to convert it into binary. So first let's look into B. You just go to the table and figure out what is B represented as in binary, and it says 1011. So that's why B is equivalent to 1011. And the next number is 8. So you go back to the column again, you go to the hexadecimal column, you see 8. 8 is written as 1000 in binary. You write 1000 is the equivalent binary form of 8. So there, and then finally you just club the both of them, and that's how you get the hexadecimal to binary conversion. Uh, so next, hexadecimal notations are usually used to like denote colors as well. So this is just something fun to do. You can go to the website which is mentioned here and explore like for how different colors, different hexadecimal, codes are given. So let's just say I'm on white right now, and here is the hexadecimal representation for white. It is like F written 6 times. If I want to go for complete black, so if I go for black, I just chose the color black, and the hexadecimal representation is, 00000. Accordingly, for different colors, the hexadecimal representation is different. And this is like something fun. You can play around with it and try to find it for different colors. You can check for blue, green, any that you like. And yeah, so that was about hexadecimal notation. Let's go to the next conversion, which is binary decimal, decimal to binary. So we have a binary number, and yeah, the subscript is written as 2, and we want to convert it into decimal, and the subscript is 10 for that. So the steps of the conversion is that you have to multiply each component of the binary number by its base raised to its corresponding power. And so the base here currently we are in binaries. The base is 2. So let's see this number which is 01000001. Okay. And I'm gonna write it down here in the table. It's given in the table. And we start with the most rightmost bit, which is like towards the most right. And towards the most right, we have the bit 1. So it will be read as base 2 raised to the power 0 because it's the first rightmost element. And if you move to one next to it, it will be read as 2 raised to 1. And then the next one will be read as 2 raised to 2, and so on and so forth. It will go to 2 raised to 7. Then what you do is what you do is now you have 0 here and you have 2 raised to 7. So you multiply 0 with 2 raised to 7, plus you do 1 into 2 raised to 6, plus 0 into 2 raised to 5, so on and so forth. You move towards the rightmost and do the calculations, and that will give you the decimal form for the particular binary number. If you have to do decimal to binary, then let's see what the steps are. So the decimal number will be divided by 2 until we get a result which cannot be further divided by 2. So let's take here for example, we have the number 72. So you first divide it by 2 and it gives you like the remainder is 0 and it gives you the value 36. Then you divide 36 by 2, it gives you a remainder of 0 and it gives you a value 18. And remember, it is important to like note down what the remainders are because that is what eventually gives us the answer. Then you have 18 divided by 2, it gives you 9 and the remainder is 0. Then 9 divided by 2 gives you 4 and the remainder is 1. Then 4 divided by 2 gives you 2 and the remainder is 0. Then 2 divided by 2 gives you 1 and the remainder is 0. And then finally you have 1 divided by 2 which gives you 0 and the remainder is 1. So we stop it here because you cannot further divide 0 by 2, and this is how, like, this is where the division stops. And now when we have to write the binary numbers, always remember that you have to go from the bottom to the top. Like when you have to write the remainders are basically the answer to the binary, and you go from the bottom to the top. So you write 1 0 0 1 0 0 0. Always remember you have to go from the bottom to the top when when converting decimal to binary. And so these were the conversions, which was binary to decimal, decimal to binary. And now we have the last set of conversions, which is hexadecimal to decimal and decimal to hexadecimal. So again, hexadecimal, the subscript is going to be 16, and for decimal, the subscript is going to be 10. And the thing is, you cannot like directly do the conversions. So you have to first convert hexadecimal to binary and then from binary to decimal. So let's take this example, which is A9. And what we will do is first convert this into binary. So when you have to convert hexadecimal to binary, you take A and go to the table, find the corresponding value for it. So it is 1010 and you write it down. Then the next is 9 and you find the corresponding binary notation for it. And that's how you get the binary form for this hexadecimal. And the next thing that you do is you take the binary and convert it into decimal. So again, you just write these numbers, you write the base raised to the power. So you write 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, up until 2 raised to 7. And then, multiply and add all of this to find the decimal notation. So always remember for hexadecimal to decimal, you have to convert it into binary and then you can convert to decimal. And then decimal to hexadecimal, um, first thing we have to do is determine how many hexadecimal digits will be needed, and this will be done by determining which power of 16 produces the largest number that is still still less than the given number. So like for example, you have 680 over here. So you have to find out which power of 16 produces the largest number that is still less than 680. So let's just say we do 16 raised to 0, it gives us 1. Okay, then 16 raised to 1 gives us 16, 16 raised to 2 gives us 256, and then 16 raised to 3 gives us 4096. But now 4096 exceeds 680, so we cannot take that. We'll have to take 16 raised to 2 because that's the largest power that can be used. So so now we know that 2 is so now we know that 16 raised to 2 is the largest power. 2 is the largest power. That means that the hexadecimal digits needed would be 3, where you have power of 0, power of 1, and power of 2. So now what you do is you have the number 680 and you divide it by 16 and then note the remainders until like further division is not possible. So, you have 680 divided by 16, which give you 42 and a remainder 8. Then you have 42 divided by 16, which is 2, and it gives you a remainder 10. But then 10, again, in hexadecimal is written as A. So you have to mention it as A. And then you have 2, which you divide by 16, and it gives you 0. And now 0 cannot be further divided. So that's where the division stops. And like before, you always add the remainders from the bottom to the top. So, it will be written as 2AA. And that's how the decimal to hexadecimal conversions take place. So that's it for like the first recitation. We had two parts. The first part, we discussed how to like deal with Canvas and how you can find all the resources on it, and lab hours, support hours, and what is Relay. So that was the first part of the recitation. The second part, we did some introductions to number conversions for the three systems, which is binary, decimal, and hexadecimal. And I hope you understood this, and I will meet you guys in the next presentation. Thank you.